We appreciate you coming back to the CoinSeries channel. Within the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, William Hyman occupies a prominent position with respect to cryptocurrencies. An investigation into a potential financial conflict of interest involving William Hyman is now underway by the SEC, Empower Oversight, whose mission is to ensure that government actions are transparent and accountable, has referred the matter for review. Concerned by Hyman's controversial statement at the 2018 Yahoo Finance event, when he classified Ethereum as a non-security asset, the investigation was launched. Next, I wanted to know if this was an official investigation or if you were attempting to hide anything. The allegation brought to light Hyman's history of dealings with Simpson Fragment, an Ethereum Enterprise Alliance-affiliated legal company. Some questioned Hyman's participation with Ethereum since he had received large financial remuneration from the firm while employed by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The documents, made public through the Freedom of Information Act, show that the issue has been reported to the Office of the Inspector General of the Securities and Exchange Commission by persons exercising administrative oversight. Hyman continued communicating with Simpson's personnel while being involved in significant SEC enforcement decisions, according to the records. There was considerable evidence that Hyman's previous employer profited financially from the problems that Empower's inquiry uncovered. The Office of the Inspector General launched an investigation to ascertain whether Hyman's conduct breached any SEC regulations or ethical guidelines. The delays in obtaining new FOIA materials are becoming increasingly frustrating for the oversight team as the probe approaches its conclusion. They have threatened legal action against the SEC in the event that the records requested are not furnished by a specified date. Some who were against Ripple XRP felt that his words and deeds were biased against Ethereum. The Bitcoin community is closely observing the SEC's request for an internal investigation to determine if it will result in accountability or if it is merely an attempt at cover-up. John Dutton, who is defending XRP holders in the SEC v. Ripple case, has provided his opinions on the matter. He has emphasized the significance of maintaining ethical standards and guaranteeing fair competition within the framework of legislation. The efforts of Dentons to resist governmental meddling and protect Bitcoin investors' rights show that the SEC's actions affect the cryptocurrency community. The concerns about possible favoritism inside the SEC are echoed by XRP supporter Bill Morgan, who has also cast doubt on the agency's honesty. His response prompts the issue of whether William Hyman will face consequences for his conduct or if the probe is a cover-up, given his participation with Ethereum and XRP. American banks are pushing for reforms to accounting standards that would make it easier to buy digital assets. Mint, a former top officer at the SEC who is now under investigation, is also one of their targets. Financial organizations should find it easier and cheaper to accept Bitcoin with these modifications. Institutional interest and Bitcoin integration are on the rise, and this endeavor reflects that. According to a major development revealed by Bloomberg, financial institutions nationwide are coordinating their efforts to pressure the Securities and Exchange Commission to reform the country's accounting standards. The proposed adjustments aim to make the process of banks holding digital assets for their clients, like Bitcoin, easier and cheaper. This change exemplifies the increasing demand for cryptocurrencies across traditional banking networks and shows that the financial services industry is embracing digital assets. In order to hold digital assets like Bitcoin for their clients at a lower cost, banks are putting pressure on the SEC to amend accounting standards. A major turning point in the integration of cryptocurrencies into conventional financial services was marked on February 15, 2020, when banks voluntarily petitioned the SEC for these modifications in order to retain their digital assets, according to Bloomberg. The various expenses and difficulties presented by present accounting regulations may compel them to decide against providing their services to clients. Banks like these are working to lower the barriers to entry for cryptocurrencies and increase its usage in their business models in an effort to make it more accessible. By arguing for changes to the rules that are already in place, potentially far-reaching effects of these changes include the expansion of the ability of large institutions to accept and hold digital currency. The wider financial system would see more adoption and use of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies if users had more options to handle their digital assets. The study also shows that traditional banks are starting to see the light about how important it is to incorporate digital assets into their offerings. More and more, accounting and legal frameworks will have to be able to handle cryptocurrencies as they become more popular. The Ripple digital currency, XRP, has been at the center of several recent disputes in the cryptocurrency community, most notably those around the idea of stable coins. Sean McBride, a former CEO of Ripple, and Wrath of Common, a prominent Ripple supporter, spoke on the possibility of Ripple developing a stable coin. This was the spark that ignited the XRP discussion. Everyone is wondering if XRP will finally become a stable coin and what this change could mean for the cryptocurrency market. According to McBride, XRP's recognition as a stable coin by the World Bank may provide some insight into the cryptocurrency's potential future. Recognizing Ripple's efforts to position XRP as a reliable intermediary for global transactions, the World Bank has offered its support. The concept was originally proposed by Kahneman, who was concerned that the XRP ledger would experience an influx of liquidity because to the growing desire for stable currency. The constraints that have surfaced as a result of XRP's price volatility were brought up by him in relation to XRP. During the debates, he also brought up the potential benefits of adding a fully regulated stable coin into the ecosystem, but he also discussed the strategic decisions made by Ripple over the years about their decision not to produce a stable coin. A leading player in the cryptocurrency business, Huber, has speculated that the company's plans to merge XRP with central bank digital currencies, particularly newborn CZCSS, may have played a role in this decision. Perhaps the current state of affairs is also because to Ripple's perception of private stable coins being XRP rivals rather than XRP allies, just because these conversations are taking place. Despite XRP's recent price increases, its value has increased by 4.9% in the past day and has decreased slightly over the last month. To sum up, the demand from American banks for the SEC to update its regulations on digital asset holdings is an important first step in incorporating cryptocurrencies into current banking systems. These initiatives aimed at streamlining the management of digital assets by financial institutions may lead to a greater acceptance and utilization of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The information presented here is not intended to provide, and does not in any way, constitute, investing, tax, legal, or financial advice. All it does is provide information. My current remarks are now concluded. Please think about subscribing, sharing, and commenting if you liked this video. Gracias por todo, depart.